Welcome back, folks. Today we are going to do another equipment video. So we are an asphalt repair company, but our mainstay is seal coating. And if you watch the other videos about our hot tar machine, you'll know what that's all about. We'll throw that link to the video in the description. But today let's talk about our trucks. So we have 4 trucks. Each of these first 3 trucks have 550-gallon sealer tanks on them. The big guy over there has a 1,000-gallon sealer tank. We can break this down into a couple of different areas. First the truck, second the rig. As you can see, we're not really specific on the brands. We have a Ford, we have a Dodge, we have 2 GMCs, and we have our Foreman van over there that's loaded down with everything. Our GMC here we acquired through another company. It's a 1-ton, but I generally like to use the 1.5 tons. And when we buy them, I like to have them with we call it the ambulance package. It's a longer bed, it's got a beefier suspension, and it has some frame support on it. I'm not scared that this stuff weighs too much. However, under the payload that we have, I'd like to make sure that the truck can handle it, because after all, it's not the going, it's the stopping. So all in all, pretty basic trucks, nothing fancy. This is a dirty business. These trucks will get dirty. So if you like your vehicle, don't seal coat out of it. We tend to go with diesel engines. We have a longer life out of them. Plus these trucks, they sit all through the winter. Right there, that truck's pushing 20 years old and not a bit of rust on it. And it just crested 100,000 miles this year. But these trucks, they sit all winter. We winterize them, we try to clean them, but it's just a standard truck. All right, so on the back of the truck is the tools of the trade. We have a good backpack blower, some extra water, we keep fuel, some Aquafalt for small patchwork, and we have our Ply-Elastic cold pour crack sealer. We also keep our brooms in a box filled with water to keep them from getting hardened up. 2 of these brooms are 3-foot cut-in brooms, and then we call it a fat brush. It's just a small brush to get into tight areas. The point of that being, you want to cut in around buildings, garages, and things like that before you begin spraying, so you don't get any overspray on them. Back here is the air tank, motor, hydraulic setup. So this is a 2-inch Wilden pump air system. That motor fills the air tank, and then we have hydraulics for the agitator in the tank. Agitating your tank is very, very important, especially when you mix sand with the product. So we buy our product raw, and we mix 70% product, 30% water, and we use 3 to 5 pounds of sand per gallon. And it does do a little damage to the system over time, but it's the specs of what they call for. Right here, you'll see a 100-foot hose. We can stretch that out so we're not parked right next to the area we're seal coating. We also have the collection bucket, waste bucket, whatever you want to call it. There's a basket in there that filters out the impurities in the sealer and catches it, and you have to clean that daily. That's a dirty, dirty job. From there, you got the 2-inch Wilden pump, and we have a discharge and an intake system with an air tank up top that just stabilizes the pressure. We have our pressure regulator. We generally spray between 80 and 100 PSI. So this pump, it pulls the sealer out of the tank and puts it through the system into the wand, and there's no sealer that actually gets in that pump, but it is important to rebuild the pump every couple of years. On the side here, we have our V squeegees for the cold pour crack seal. Lay that down and push it out with the squeegee. We always keep torches on hand and some small hand tools and things like that. And in the toolboxes, where we keep our weed eaters and extra signs, street brooms, we call them. They're 4 to 6-inch nylon brush brooms. They're good for cleaning dirt and debris off the driveway. And probably one of the more important things on every truck is a vise. You never know when you're going to have to replace a part, and a vise is handy. Right through here is the wand. It's a 6-foot wand. It's got a valve that opens and closes it. On the end, there's a 3/4 inch elbow to a 3/4 by 1/4 bushing, and we use 1/4 inch spray tips. They're called 80/50s. It's about the middle of the road. You can get on spray tips. It puts out, if you're roughly 5 feet off the ground, it'll put a 4 or 5 foot spray out. Very nice coverage. On our truck that has the 1,000-gallon tank on it, the setup is really the same. It's a 2-inch Wilden pump system with the air and hydraulics here on the back. It's just a 1,000-gallon capacity tank. We generally take this out to larger parking lots due to the clearance restrictions. This truck is partially taken down going into the winter. We start to strip our trucks down as the season draws to a close and we don't need them anymore. This is our 1-ton truck. Now it has a 1 3/4-inch Wilden pump, and the main difference between that and the 2-inch is a little less pressure spraying, but the setup really, again, is the same. It's a lot of the same. These are very simple systems once you get used to using them. All right, so the last and arguably the most picky machine we have is this hydraulic driven pump. So everything else on the truck is the same. They still carry all the same tools, all the same equipment. However, this machine is hydraulically driven through a piston pump. It pulls the sealer out of the tank and puts it in the hose. The thing to be aware of on these is the pump heads. Sometimes they need tightening, they need adjusted, they need constant attention. And the rebuild kit's a little bit different than what's on your air pumps. So same thing here, you got your collection basket and you got your intake discharge engine. They carry all the same things on it. I will say the nicer thing about this particular unit though, it does have a much stronger pump than the air powered units. All right, so that's it. That's what we got. These are our rigs, and there's plenty of different configurations out there, different ways to do it. We've seen rigs from the big ones to the small ones and everything in between, but this is how we take care of our customers. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Leave any comments in the section below if you want to see anything else.